can take pictures. So the way I would look at it is the other casual photography market segment has actually boomed. But it doesn't mean that the serious photography market has shrunk. It is still there. Today, we have 10 million weddings in India every year. Right? Almost all weddings have a photographer. And through our business, we have learned it's not just weddings. There are birthdays, 25th wedding anniversaries, first birthdays, Greh Pravesh, sari ceremony, this, that. I mean, the types of festivals that people get a photographer for is tremendous. And the same thing is in the US. It's not just in India. So consumption of serious photography where you don't want to mess up, right? It's not that you are at a pub with your friends and you're taking pictures, or your child is in a park and you're taking pictures. Those are casual things which you want to store, but you will never print them, right?
So do you think that the casual photographers can be helped to make your service and then you can make revenue from them? That's a huge market, right?
That's a huge market, and I think
you can tap and make money from there, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So there is a potential. We are working on a new product which is going to be outside of the camera brand. This is not live yet, so I'm not talking too much about it, but it's in the process. Next few months we are launching a new brand, which is a global brand. It's not just for India, but that is going to address the very problem that you are talking about. Because Facebooks and all other social networks actually do not solve your problem of managing your pictures. They do help in sharing, but today if I ask you, are all your pictures safe? Are you sure that you will have them 10 years, 20 years from now?
Yeah, it's free, but if you can make it maple,
Peeyush, thank you for a nice talk. In the beginning, you mentioned something about the funding, and you specifically said don't take the funding if you don't need, or that kind of. Can you just tell a little more? What is it that you are trying to?
Sure. See, the thing is that when you're doing a business, you need some money to start. Sometimes, at a minimum, if you are building software, you need some engineers who may be able to work for free for some months, but eventually you have to pay them. Or in our case, we had to buy machinery. So some money has to be invested in the business. Now, who invests the money is the question. If you already have your money and you are ready to invest, then that's great, because then you are not diluting your ownership. Right? When you take external money, you are giving away some ownership to those people. And sometimes it is a necessary thing that you have to do to get the money. But it is a pro and con thing, right? When you bring in external people to invest, you become more disciplined because you have checks and balances, right? So that's a good part, right? The maybe sometimes not so good part is that you're giving away a portion of your company ownership to them, and if you don't get the right investors, they may interfere in the way you are operating. They may influence your direction. They may have different agendas sometimes, though usually that doesn't happen. But it is not, it is something that you should really think about before raising money. Because, as you raise more and more money, you are basically relinquishing more and more control to an outside party, and hence there are implications of it. So that was my thing. But at the same time, sometimes, if you get a great VC who may be an industry expert or can have connections that can connect you to other companies in your domain where you can do business development or eventually help you to get acquired, those are also good parts, right? So it comes with pros and cons. You have to just make sure you do it at the right time and with the right investor.
So Peeyush, we are 2-3 minutes over, so I definitely want to thank you, but before turning it over to Mandar to wrap it up, just potentially a suggestion for all the TiE charter members. Maybe next time we have TiECon, we become the first TiE chapter to have a photo book of all the great photos that we take, and then maybe Vishwas, when he's traveling to TiE US functions, can actually take the photo book. Just a suggestion. I'm sure we'll get a good rate from Peeyush. Peeyush, one question that I forgot to ask you. Actually, we told my first question, but I forgot.
Yeah.
If you can answer it in 20 seconds and then turn it over to Mandar.
Sure.
What does Canberra mean?
Good question.
And with that, for
Yeah.
20 seconds, and then
Sure. It's a word that not exact word, but we were looking for names, and of course, we need to have a .com, and even in 7 years back, getting a good .com was difficult. So I was looking at this some Sanskrit word for platform, and I found a German website on which I found this Sanskrit word called Kanvar or Chanvar or something like that, and that meant platform. So I extrapolated that and I looked for camera, which sounded good. It also sounded like canvas and camera,
Yeah.
though that was not the original intent. But eventually I got that domain, and hopefully the name turned out to be good.
Hello, good evening. I would like to thank Mr. Peeyush for sharing his wonderful experience and his wonderful journey and giving his valuable insights. I would also like to thank Mr. Amit Paranjpe for facilitating the session. I would like to thank Mrs. Tabish Bivekar for introducing TiE Pune and welcome and calling everyone. And I would like to thank the audience for coming and patiently listening to the program. I hope everyone enjoyed. And we hope to see Mr. Peeyush again with some exciting new albums or something. Alright, thank you.